Hi and welcome to my first video Photoshop tutorial. I'm Adam's son and I will be showing you more or less how I did this photo that you can see on the screen right now. It's a photo of myself, well duh, and it's taken by a friend of mine called Mikkel, who came along to my studio and we played around and he did this shot of me. The original photo looks like this. It's actually a JPEG with a picture style on it, which has enhanced the contrast a bit, but that's about it. I've been wanting to do this this dispersion, this coming undone effect for a while. So I sat down and looked through some other tutorials and eventually figured out how it was done, or at least how I would do it. So what I did was that I did a cutout of myself, like this, as you can see here. Not that good of a cutout actually. Fast one, the hair is okay, but still some errors here and there, as you can see. Right here, I did it with the extraction tool, which is okay for most things except hair. So I did this cutout, and I did another version of myself, which was bigger here. I copied myself and placed it right behind me like that, made this one darker, and I did this one as well, which was just dragged out of proportion to be the fragments behind me. Okay, let's see here. So what I did was let's go to this layer. And I added a layer mask and filtered with black so that the effect was not shown. And then I took, as you can see here, a brush, white brush, with the maximum flow and opacity, and just painted, not painted, but tapped the effect back, like this. I tapped back the visibility of myself. I did this with varieties of different splatter brushes found online. You can find free brushes all over the place. But doing this gave me the effect of this dispersion, or this fragment effect. Okay, and I did this with the darker version as well, as you can see here. The darker version of myself. To give it a bit more depth in the final image. And this was myself. I did the opposite with the cutout version. As you can see here, this is the regular version, and I added a layer mask, and instead of a white brush, I did it with a black brush and painted the effects away or off me. And I tried to find some similar brushes and similar cut-ins in the body to match the disappearing effects, as you can see up here, around this area. But more basically, it's just a try and error. Try, if you can see, to make something look good actually. Okay, this far is good. This is more or less the main effect. I added a white background. As you can see here, I did not add this place though, because there I just used the original image to gain the shadow. Reason why I cannot see the rest of the original image right now is because I had a white layer on top of it, except on that spot right there. I then added some vibrance, not that visible. Some curves to make it lighter, especially behind me. You can see how the curves layer is just lifted. And my favorite tool, paint with light. I've mentioned it in some of my written tutorials, but basically it's a custom non-destructive layer where I, with my white or black brush, can add a dodge or burn effect. What I do is I create a regular empty layer, use the overlay blending mode, and then I paint highlights back. For instance, like this, I'm painting a highlight back. You can see what it actually does. I've used it on the skin areas mostly to brighten up some selected areas. It's also good to be used when working with glamour shots and stuff like that, to make the skin look more shiny. I actually added a lens flare here, right around this area. Sorry. Turn the opacity down to 15% instead of having it at max, as you can see here. I thought it, in my opinion, it ruined the image a bit. I've done some cross processing, which is giving this. I don't know. At the moment, it seems like it's very used in fashion and stuff like that. So I've grown fond of it as well. It's a regular curves layer, but instead of going adjusting it in the RGB channel, I adjust the channels separately, doing a small S curve on the red like this. A blue I actually lift it up like this, which means that my black turns a bit bluish, and then I shift a bit down to decrease the contrast on the blue layer channel, sorry, and the green I mimic the red as well, as you can see here. So that's a good old cross processing. You can find that on different tutorials online as well. On top I added a colored layer just to brighten up the whole image a bit. Put it on soft light and opacity on 23 or so. This gave it the whole much more brighter look, I would say. But that's basically it. Thank you for listening to this video tutorial and watching it as well. Feel free to come back to my blog and see if I've uploaded some new. I most certainly will.